Are we back in order?
Yes, sir, we are back in order.
That is good to know. I'd like to make a suggestion, make a report, I'm not even sure what it is exactly.
Will you make a way?
I'll make a motion. Since I've been here, and this is one of my very first affairs like this in some time, so I don't mean to be abusive, abrasive, or anything except functional. You know, I've been sitting here for an hour and a half now, and we've gotten pretty much nowhere. Answer me this, is there not some way that we can suspend the very rules that seem to be gumming up the works and say, yes, we like the report, yes, we want to hear the report. In fact, I'd like to hear both reports. I heard the chairman say that it is an unusual thing he is asking to do, but not an illegal one. It's not like foot in contact with, but not close to the rubber. He has not balked. He may have had a motion that looked like a balk, but he's still in the rules. The man can make, as far as I know, and having read the rules, he can make both reports. And I'd like to suspend the rules, Robert's rules. I'd like to make a motion to suspend those rules right now. Take a vote on it. Call the vote right now to suspend those until he has both his reports read.
I think if you'll allow us about 30 seconds, all this will resolve itself.
Can I do that?
You can.
Yes, you can.
Can I?
Can we do that because we'll hear both reports?
Motion on the second on the floor.
I'm a nice guy. I'll do whatever we need to do to get this fixed.
So you withdraw your motion?
I'll withdraw my motion.
Can I make a motion?
Can we? Yes, sir, you may, but we're fixing to get this finished.
All right. I want to make a motion that this body rejects the committee report and opens the floor for discussion of any and all bylaws presented to this body so that we can make a decision on what we want to accept.
I'll second that motion.
Except the way I understand it is the report has to be accepted before it goes to the floor and those bylaws are considered.
No, my motion is to reject the committee report. Remember, they can only make a recommendation. They make a recommendation.
That's
move
correct.
we
If you reject the committee report, it goes back to committee.
No, but I also, the second part of my motion is that we open the floor now for presentation of any sets of bylaws for this body to consider.
All I'm saying, Mr. Jones, is before the floor can consider any bylaws, it has to have bylaws to consider. It has no bylaws until that report is accepted. The motions, as I understand it, the motion's fixing to be made to accept the report, not the bylaws as written, but the report as the report of the committee, which brings the bylaws to the floor. They're open for amendment and discussion.
But Mr. Chairman, the problem is...
Okay, that's what I was after.
No,
Your
but-
30 seconds have come and gone.
No,
Mr.
but the
Chairman.
problem with that is that it's always second to be revisited about a tape and a vote. If the committee report is rejected, and this body can reject a committee report.
Yes, it can.
We can reject the committee report and we can open the floor to receive both sets of bylaws or any bylaws that are prepared for discussion tonight, and then we either pass them, don't, or we suspend it. And that's my motion. That gets both of them on the floor. I know there's only two, but let's talk about it and get it done.
If the committee rejects the report, it will go back to a rules committee.
No, you can get bylaws from the, point of order, can we get bylaws presented from the floor?
The bylaws have to be presented from the committee.
Well, that shouldn't take a second.
And
Y'all
if-
bear with us, you're fixing to get some bylaws, and we can get through with it.
Point of information, Mr. Chairman, what is the basis for your comment that any set of bylaws has to go through the committee? There
Yes.
exist two sets of tentative bylaws. This group, this body wants to hear both.
The body's fixing to hear both, as I understand it, based on discussions at the recess. However y'all want to bring the bylaws to you, that's okay, but we have something, as I understand it, resolved. If you'll let us proceed to bring these bylaws to you so you can vote on them and do whatever you want to with them. They're your bylaws, they're not mine, they're not any one person's. But we have to get them to you the correct way.
Point of order.
Point of order.
Mr. Vollmer, you were first.
Again, I'm sorry, sir, there's been 2 motions and 2 seconds on this floor that are still open and floating.
That's correct.
Ridge withdrew.
Okay?
I didn't withdraw mine.
Mr. Jones's was also seconded. I believe yours was too, sir.
Mr. Jones, restate your motion, please.
My motion is to reject the committee report and accept recommendations from bylaws from the floor so that we can vote on it tonight.
Second.
And I second that.
Okay. Who seconded it at first?
I did.
Would you tell the,
Yarborough, precinct 4.
motion and a second to reject,
The committee report.
sorry, the committee report and to present proposed bylaws from the floor?
Which means that the committee's proposed bylaws can be presented from the floor too, again.
Oh, yes.
That's all.
That's correct. Okay, that's the motion.
Call the question.
Any discussion?
Call the question.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right. Motion passed. Did you get all that, Mary? Okay. All right. So now the floor is open for presentation of bylaws from the executive committee. Do I hear any motions?
Mr. Chairman, I wish to present a minority report.
Don't call it that.
Second.
There's no minority report.
There's no minority report.
An alternate set of
No
bylaws.
minority report.
Do you have bylaws to present, Mr. Knight?
Yes, I do. Most of you folks received a packet like this from me. A few of you may not have. It might be the same few who didn't get an invitation to this meeting. I was working from a list I was not 100% certain of. This packet contains a cover letter from me that outlines my opposition to the rules that were adopted at the 3rd meeting of the Rules Committee, the document that was proposed for presentation to you at the 3rd meeting of the Rules Committee.
Point of information, Mr. Chairman.
State your point.
I just, in regards to the paper that you turned out, I just my personal opinion, I mean, some of this is just, in my opinion, inappropriate. If you want to present the, you know, the new bylaws, I'm okay with that. But to point out names
I'm not going over
and
that. I'm just
things.
pointing out that it was sent.
But it was turned in to everyone tonight, and I just think it was inappropriate.
Not to everyone, so I tried to go around the room and find out who did not get a copy in the mail. and
But
give
that's the
copies to
point.
you.
I think this kind of behavior is inappropriate in
Hey, Mr. Knight, are the rules that, or the bylaws that you have, the set that was presented to the committee?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So anyone that attended the committee meeting may have had copies of those in the
Yes.
past?
At the first 2 meetings of the Rules Committee, although we did not have a quorum present because the full membership was not there, the documents that we discussed were these 2 documents, which I mailed to you. The chairman made some suggestions that were incorporated into these bylaws. The bylaws that were introduced by Vice Chairman Turney at the 3rd meeting contained some good things. They were incorporated into here.